Hello, my name is Reverend Lisa. I am a licensed, bonded, and insured special notary here in Southern California. And I'm here to give you a short tutorial talk on California marriage licenses and the marriage license process. Today I'm going to talk about the California legal, confidential, and public marriage licenses. I'm going to discuss the differences between the documents. I'm going to speak to the restrictions on the documents, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the advantages of each of the documents. Before we begin, I'd like to go over just a few basics. Legal marriage in the United States is a four-step process. You see, first you must purchase your marriage license. This is, let's say, your permission to get married. Once you have your license in hand, then it must be solemnized. This is your vows that you make before either a minister, a judge, or a court deputy. This official will then sign the license once you have spoken your vows in their presence. Once signed, the license is then registered with the county. And this is the portion of the process that takes approximately 8 to 10 weeks. After the waiting period, you may then request your certificate of marriage. There used to be a process in California that allowed you to expedite the marriage license. But this has been deleted from the books and is no longer permissible. So therefore, everyone must wait the 8 to 10 weeks for the processing to conclude. During this short presentation, we're going to speak of two types of marriage licenses. The first one is the public license, and then the second one is the confidential. Both marriage licenses cost the same amount of money at the county. Both are available at the county clerk's office, and both allow either partner to change their last name. Both require the applicants to provide personal information, and both require the applicants to provide legal current picture ID. And both applicants must appear together in order to purchase the license. Here is an example of a public license. The license contains information for both applicants. First person and second person will provide their name in full, first, last, and middle names. They will also provide their current addresses. It is not a requirement that they be living together. They will provide information about their parents and their mother's maiden name. Then they will sign the document and swear to their honesty. Finally, the witnesses will sign the document. And then the minister, judge, or clergy. Some of the disadvantages to the public license is that it's public record, which means that all the information contained within the marriage license is available to anyone who wishes to have a copy of it. So therefore, the applicant's personal and private information is made available to them through internet download, through written request, at any time. And the public license is only available through the county clerk's office, which requires the applicant to take off during business hours between 8 and I believe 4:30. The one advantage to the public license is that it may be used anywhere within the state of California. So as an example, if you picked up a marriage license close to your work, let's say in San Diego, and you decided to travel to the mountains for a romantic evening getaway in Big Bear, you could use your public license there, and this would be perfectly acceptable. So let's talk just a little bit about the confidential marriage license. Historically, the confidential marriage license originated during the gold rush days to prevent the disclosure of delayed marriages of the gold miners between their indentured brides. And then it was later reintroduced during the late 1930s and 1940s, and it was used to protect the identities of our movie stars such as Marilyn Monroe and Humphrey Bogart. It's now recently been made available to the general public. And one of the most exclusive things about the confidential marriage license is that, in fact, it is exclusive to the state of California. You will find a confidential marriage license in no other state in the United States. The confidential marriage license is available in 2 locations. First, you may purchase it from the county clerk's office. It is also additionally available from a special notary. A special notary is different than a regular notary. A special notary serves as an agent of the county and requires special training and certifications. The confidential license does not require a witness. Therefore, makes it a perfect tool for a private elopement. Here is an example of a confidential marriage license. As you can see, it is almost identical to a public license. It requires the same information from both applicants: names, addresses, parents' history. But in the center of the license, the affidavit is slightly different. Here, the couple not only swears to their honesty, but they are also swearing that they are in fact living together. That is primarily the difference between the 2 documents, aside from how the information is handled. Additionally, there are no witnesses required for the confidential marriage license. Once signed by the notary, it can be then signed by the minister, and the couple then can register their marriage just as anybody else. Some of the disadvantages of a confidential marriage license is that it's only available to couples who are currently living together. And it is specific to the county that it is issued from. In other words, what this means to you is that if you purchase a confidential marriage license in Riverside County, then you must use that license in Riverside County. You cannot purchase a confidential marriage license in Riverside County and then expect to take it to San Bernardino County, Los Angeles, San Diego, or any other place in the state of California. And a special note, this requirement has no impact on the certificate of marriage. The certificate of marriage is not restricted to the county. Once issued, a certificate of marriage is good throughout the continental United States and many countries outside the United States. A confidential marriage license has some advantages too. It is confidential. The records are only available to you and your spouse. Personal information is protected by law, and it requires no witnesses. It is available through a special notary on evenings, on weekends, holidays, and after hours. So just to summarize, the primary difference between the 2 documents is how the information is handled after the fact. One document is protected, one document is not. There is no difference in the certificate of marriage that you will receive. The federal government does not go and research your document. If they need a copy, they'll ask you for one. The public license advantage is that the public license may be used anywhere within the state of California, in comparison to the confidential license, which is restricted its use per county. The confidential marriage license also has its advantages. It is confidential. The records are available only to you and your spouse. Your personal information is protected by law. It gives you additional privacy because it requires no witnesses. And it's available after hours through a special notary, evenings, weekends, holidays. I thank you for taking the time out to listen to this short tutorial. I hope I've answered your questions, but if you still have questions remaining, please do not hesitate to call me. I am Reverend Lisa Fillion. You can reach me at the number on your screen, 855-726-3588.